CarolJo's, which is where community and creativity come together in the jewelry and accessory making world. We do more than just show you guys jewelry. What we do here is we have chats twice a week. We have tutorials. We have makers meetups. And the tutorials where I show you step by step how to make something, the makers meetups are where the camera is down on what I'm working on and we just have a talking time. And you guys can join in and be on part of that live and we can just talk like we normally would talk instead of it being a talk and comment. I do the makers meetups on TikTok only. I do the tutorials and chats on both the Tube and TikTok. And then we do events throughout the week. Tonight's event is the super fan. So those of you that have the super fan badges, you will be able to do the claiming tonight. And we are doing claiming, everybody. And then after we get done with the live, I will go in and give you a total value of what you claimed in an email, electronic form of communication. I got to say it that way. And then there will be step by step of what you do in there. So we'll have that tonight. And then tomorrow we will be here with a debut, or not a debut, I'm sorry, encore event. I will show the items that we still had available after tonight's live. So those of you that are not super fans, you will be able to do those tomorrow. And on top of it, I'll add in some other items for those of you that are super fans that you didn't, so you can see some things that are coming back. We also will have a silicone event on Thursday. We will have a debut event on Friday night at 7 p.m. All times when I talk about it are central. And then we will also do another debut event on Zuli Bella Boutique's TikTok. And we'll be joining on hers, and you guys will be able to claim there again. I know we're changing up how we do the claims. So I want to just give you a high level of what it is so that you can understand maybe a little bit for tonight. And that is, if you go ahead and, hi there, gaming with Sagari. I might not be doing that right. You might have to tell me the right part, but hello. But anyways, how it is let's say you're claiming on the live. And then after you do that, I don't answer those questions. After you get done doing that, I will give you an electronic communication that will say what the total value is. In there, hi, Elvin, there will be a line in there that you can go and it. Hi, Trisha. And then you enter in the value into that quantity area. You will then add it to your buggy and take care of it just like we would. There's going to be, hi, Trisha, welcome in. It's good to see you. There will be a information in that electronic communication about if you're under the 50 to get the 0 shipping and time frames of when everything needs to be taken care of. That will all be in that electronic communication. So if you do that, then you can take care of it. And if you have any questions after reading it, you can either send me a message back, DM me here, that type of thing. Hi, Lori. So go ahead and once you get that email, let me know if you guys have questions. Thank you, Ashley. I got to remember how I did something earlier, Ashley, that I needed to tell you. If you're on there where you can put them in timeout, the next one below it, hide user on this channel, that's the one that we were talking about that will do that for you. Okay, Ashley? Everything is the same. All right. Sorry. I'm going to bring up my backup account now of TikTok so I can see if I've missed any comments. They just keep doing things over here that Ashley has to take care of, okay? So let me bring that up. I just got to get there. There we go. It was being slow. Oh, I don't want to go live on my backup account at the same time. I want to go into it so I can see comments. Holy wowzer. It's been a day, everybody. Just to let you know, Buttercup is getting allergies again. It's that time of year. And so I had to run to the school to get her meds so that she would be okay. So yeah. So that's just been a wrench in my day. But let's talk about our quote for this week. It is not out yet on TikTok. The Tube has it as a short. I don't meet with people outside of social media. I don't. This is here. I'm going to just let you guys all over here know. I am here to talk about jewelry making, running a small business, that type of thing. I don't do the meetups with people. I don't meet people through it. I don't communicate. We talk about it here on the lives, just so you know. So if you're here with that is your intention, this isn't the live for you and you can leave, okay? But if you want to learn about making jewelry or like our discussion today about it, go ahead and join in. But if it's not, I just ask that you kindly move. Thank you for joining from all over. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the support. All right. Our quote for this week is okay. I will look and see. Hold on. Let me look at one thing here for you, Ashley. No, you're a mod. I'm going to just remove you as one mod and see if I can add you in as a different mod, okay? There. I changed the type of mod you are. See if you can see it now, okay? Sorry, TikTok, that we're spending time over there. Here we go. Our quote, and I will post this shortly after we get off the live. I have one more thing I need to take care of, and then I'll post this. The quote is, creativity is allowing yourself to make mistakes. Art is knowing which ones to keep. And yes, it is. That is, Ashley. I did confirm that this weekend. So I just love this quote. I think I've had it a while back, but I wanted to bring it back again because one of the things that we always talk about is we talk a lot about creativity, but we don't talk about that our jewelry and accessory making is an art, and it is. And when we talked about last week, when we were having a discussion and we were talking about all the younger generation, them into different types of crafts, it's getting them into art and being able to use that aspect. And we have like STEM, that type of thing. And we have, those that are like on the literature path and that type of thing. And there are kids that are on the art path. And that's what, if we can even give it to them so that they have a little bit of an art path in them, and that is a way for them to express themselves, or like a lot of us, I know I like doing mine as a way breather. We all have to step away from life and have a way to do it. And so when I was even talking with my sister earlier today about something that had happened to her over the weekend. And she said, I just needed to paint to put my mind in a different place. And so art can do that for you. And us being able to share what we can with others, whether it be an adult or a child, I think it's just awesome to be able to see us sharing art. And when I read this quote, I'm like, after our conversation of last week, I loved it to continue into this week and being able to do that. So I did really like that quote and I wanted to reuse it. And it's been a while since I used it, but I just was like, I'm reusing it again. I'm bringing it back. It really is, it really brings to me full circle about what we do and why we're all here and what we're here as a community about. So I liked it and I wanted to bring it back. I don't know. You guys let me know what you feel about that quote, which is creativity is allowing yourself to make memories. Art is knowing which ones to keep. And let me tell you, um, when when it says which ones to know to keep, when I have done different types of crafts, I'm going to call them crafts there, throughout my life. Like we talked about last week, my grandparents really truthfully did teach me different crafts. And when I mean grandparents, I don't just mean my grandmas. One of my grandpas was very, very involved in us doing crafts. So if you've been in South Dakota, in the middle of not a populated area, because there's areas of South Dakota that are not populated. And where my grandparents lived, it was more populated than other areas of South Dakota. But you didn't just go out to a movie every night or out to a restaurant. That was like a once a week thing because it was a drive to get to town. So when we would do our Christmas breaks, my mom and dad would have us go to our grandparents and we'd split that time between Christmas and New Year's between the two grandparents. So yes, it was only a little bit around a week's time frame that we were with them, but they weren't going out because it's cold and it's snowy and it just wasn't the time that you would go into town. So my grandpa would do crafts at night too. He would do crafts and play games. And so we did that from the time I was like really young until, I mean, even as an adult, I shared stuff with my grandparents and they shared it back with me. And so one grandma is the one that taught me how to crochet. My great grandma taught me a little bit more about crocheting, but she couldn't read a pattern. So when she taught me crocheting, she would tell me the stitches, but nothing was written down. Then I also have had where we did the plastic mesh and being able to do that. And that led to doing the embroidery. And embroidery was all my great grandma, my grandma, and both of my grandmas. I have been really blessed. I knew 6 of my great grandparents, and I had more of a bond with some because when I was younger is when I started losing them. First grade was when I lost my first great grandparent that I remember. I have memories. They weren't a part of my crafting memories, but they were part of my memories. But for my true memories of crafting, I learned a lot of it from one great grandma, 2 grandmas, and a grandpa. So I don't want, when I say everyone is welcomed here, and that's because I grew up that crafting as a male was perfectly fine. He's a farmer. Both my grandpas were farmers, and it wasn't a bad thing. Like if I would go on to my other grandpa and just said, "Hey, can you read this to me like a direction?" Of course they would. I grew up with very supportive grandparents and such. No, my mom and dad do not craft, and they had the opportunity to learn it. They just didn't enjoy it. My mom could sew. And stuff, and she would make clothes when we were little, but she never taught it to me. And as she got older, she didn't like to sew anymore. And that's about the only thing that I ever saw my mom really do. She knew how to crochet and she would make slippers every once in a while, but it's not like it was with my grandparents. My grandparents spent a lot of their time um, doing crafts at night because of, and it was mostly in the winter. In the summer, we had longer days and that type of thing. And so I literally, that's why my sister does a lot of crafts too. My sister is very, very big into crafting, but hers are different than mine. So we had, it would be, and I don't know how she was actually related to us. We just called her an aunt. I don't know if she was like a great aunt, or I know she wasn't like my grandpa's sister because that wasn't her. Um, but my grandpa had someone that he was related to, and the one that we called an aunt, and she taught my sister and I in the summers how to draw and paint. I'm not good at drawing and painting, and so I didn't catch on with it. My sister did. So my sister actually loves to paint and to draw, and she absolutely, it's her, that is her, and she will do it that way. She also loves working with leather, and so she will create lots of different things with leather. She's actually even created, she is online communicating with a lot of individuals. And so she talks about her crafts when she talks with these people and stuff. And someone actually asked her to make this hat. And it was very unique because it was more on the darker side, but it was a colorful dark, and it was really cool how it all turned out in the end. And this lady just was like excited to get it. So she's worked in leather doing lots of different things, not just like, because the hat was made out of leather. She does dog collars with it. She's done stuff for her horses out of leather. And she has made like keychains. And like here, I've got some of hers on my bag. And I would never do this. So she created this out of leather for me with the bling on there. And then we also have the greens because she knows green's my favorite color. So she's self-taught in that. So that would, the leather work did not come from any family member. That was self-taught for her. But, and of all things, and I have a cousin that also would come over when this individual, her name was Lucille, would come and stay with my grandma and grandpa in the summer. And she would stay, and she taught one of my cousins, and that cousin is, well, she has shoulder issues, so she can't do it as much now. But she was an absolutely phenomenal painter, drawer, and such too. And she even went on to she decorates cakes. That she can do now. She'll just do it for certain things. Thank you, Jelva, for the heart, me. How are you doing? And so we've been really blessed to have different people come into our lives and help us. My grandpa that didn't teach us art actually taught us how to play the piano and an organ. Can I do it? Not as well as I could when I was younger, but we were taught, that's what he taught us. He also taught us to sing a lot of songs. So, which is a part of art. And that's what I am so grateful to have had in my life and to be able to share it. I am working on getting a package of stuff together for Val so that they can create some jewelry out of, and I cannot remember what it is, but it is something to do with electronics. They're going to take a piece of an electronic and make bracelets. And I mean, when Val was younger, they would solder different things together to create jewelry. Courtney has learned how to do different things, and she knows how to do some crocheting. You guys all see that Buttercup is learning crafts. I mean, she paints a lot. She draws in there. I'm like, your name looks really familiar, but I don't know. I don't know if I remember the first name. Ashley over on YouTube said she started learning as an adult. Yay! Okay, you'll have to let us know how it goes, Miss Jelva. I'm excited for you. Is it a really large show or what kind of a So yeah, so for me, how about the rest of you? Like, where did you learn to do your different types? Did you learn it as an adult, as a kid, from family, or just seeing it online? Or even the tube videos. We all have those. Okay. So I'd love to like learn that part. And that's what this is about, is like, ooh, geez. I'm excited for you. So Nordic Luna learned it as an 8-year-old from her grandma, and that grew. Hi, Sissy. How are you? I left because I had to go do some that get her. We did get the soccer stuff. And then I was gonna come back, but I'm like, I couldn't find you underneath Sissy. So I'm like, did you go to your backup? I'm doing good. That is awesome. I love it when you see the regulars. It just makes it like you're where you're the art you should be in. Ashley says her husband paints, but I could never. I can't paint. I also cannot sew a straight line, so I can't create clothes. I took it in home ec and I was okay, but I tried to make curtains, and those you really have to have a straight line to go across all the curtains. Yeah, that didn't work. So Deborah says her grandmother self-taught, and even now, just watching, I can redo. Jelva learned crochet and cooking from her grandma. You know, I know, I didn't get it. Okay. All right, I'll see if I can join you before my live then. That's awesome. So we can all join Sissy tonight on TikTok. I didn't learn cooking from anybody because I didn't like it. And I actually cooked 3 meals this last week. Can y'all believe I cooked? I made egg bake for breakfast. I made the Philly and chicken steak sandwiches. And then we just take like dirty rice and seasonings and stuff, rice seasonings, and then the sausage, the chicken, and vegetables. Did it. I did 3 meals in the last week. So Nordic Luna learned cooking from her mom, dad, and both grandmas. My one grandma was an absolute fabulous cook. I do know how to make her cheesy hash brown potatoes, but none of it is measuring. And when people ask you for the recipe, you're like, you eye it. You eye it. And everybody's like, really? And I'm like, yep. What time are you going to be on, Sissy? They're asking over on TikTok. Ashley is. She's over there being my mod. It'll be 6 her time, so it would be 5 our time if I remember correctly. Yep, because she's Eastern, so it'd be 5 hours because they're an hour ahead of us. And also, Ashley said her grandma never measured either. Neither mine didn't. Baking, yes. Cooking, no. She says, thanks, Sissy. And I was going to say, everybody, if you're on TikTok, go ahead and follow Sissy even because I know we're going to be on Zulie's on Saturday. I go first on Zulie's, and I will be there from 10 to 12 my time, which would be 11 to 1 there on the Eastern time zone. And then after me is, if I'm right, tell me if I'm wrong though, Sissy, is Vicky. She is Eagle Designs by Sour Rose. And then after her, there's like a 15-minute intermission, and then she starts for 2 hours. Yeah, Vicky goes, and then there's a 15-minute intermission, and then Sissy goes. So Sissy's going to have some fun things too on Saturday. I haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to bring, but I will let you know. She is from 3:30 to 5:30 Eastern. So Nordic Luna's grandma had a restaurant when she was 19, and her mom was the cook, and she was out in front, and she had a blast. So that's how you can learn to cook. I just didn't have a love for it. I will tell you, out of cooking, hi Rosie, the one thing that I actually am known for, well, there's two things. One is I will bring a relish tray to any event because I can cut vegetables. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, can I do something else besides cut vegetables? And the other thing is my mashed potatoes and how they, mashed potatoes are supposed to come out like fluffy and not lumpy, and just like when you take out the mixer, it just leaves this little like poof and a little thump. And I don't do casseroles. I can't, for me to have done the egg bake was a big thing. I don't mix food, but I did it and I got it. It's all right. Oh yeah, cheese balls are yummy. And so my mashed potatoes come out very fluffy, and it was both of my kids have called while they're doing mashed potatoes, and they're like, okay, I'm at this stage. What do I need to do next? And it really truly is about mashing the potatoes and adding the milk slowly and just letting it just infuse in. If it takes you 10 minutes to mash the potatoes, it just takes you 10 minutes to mash the potatoes. You don't want them runny. You don't want them lumpy. You just want them fluffy. And that's how I make them. And it's all about just having patience. Literally, that's the biggest thing. And so they'll be getting there and they're like, okay, I'm here. And I'm like, you just got to keep going. Add just a little bit more milk and you'll get there. Of all things, there is no measurement of how much milk you have to the potatoes. It is an eyeball event. I always use russet potatoes for my mashed potatoes. We growing up, russets were always what we used, but with Ryan and stuff, and going out to restaurants, we found there's different types of potatoes that I like. I didn't realize there were so many different types of potatoes, but russets are what I use for my mashed potatoes. And the one thing is that the potatoes, when you're going to make them into mash, you boil them, but do not boil them with the skin on. Peel the skin off, put them in there, and that works better. That's just my thing. You peel them before you put them in there, dice them up and put it in there and do that. And then you go and slowly add it in. And that's with the russets. Oh, there you go. But I figured it out. Okay, my husband does not like baked. I don't know how we turned into a cooking show here, but we did. My husband does not like baked potatoes, but I found a way to make baked potatoes that while I was sick for that whole week, all I wanted was a baked potato. And I actually made baked potatoes twice in 1 week, which we don't repeat food like that here. It's a craft. I love it, Nordic Luna. We wait a couple weeks before we reheat something. We just change up so that we don't get bored with it. But you take parchment paper down on your cookie sheet. You put olive oil on the baked potato and then roll it in salt. And you bake them at 425 for about 45 minutes. When you take them out, when they're done, you slice it down the center, you take the ends and you smush it together and it fluffs it. Like it makes it so it's like fluffy apart, and then you put all your toppings on it. When I did that, Ryan actually ate baked potatoes twice in 1 week, and this guy never eats baked potatoes. Like it is his least favorite potato you can ever make. And he goes, if you keep making them that way, you can bring more baked potatoes. I'm like, it's simple. It's the simplest recipe ever. How do you add the vegetable water for chili? Instead of putting in, like, we put tomato juice in our chili. So instead of doing that, you put the vegetable water in there. Oh my Lord, Ashley. Ashley's over here. She doesn't crave, she's not a huge meat person, but right now she's been in a place where she craves meatloaf and she could eat it almost every day. And let me tell you, I can't do meatloaf. Okay. I have to tell Ryan about that. See if he can figure out how to do it. Because he's the one that makes our chili. And sorry, Rose. Didn't mean to make you crave one. We're going to have red potatoes and pork chops for supper tonight. Ryan's cooking that, not me. And what he does is he takes the red potatoes, cuts them into quarters, and air fries them so that they're soft. And then he puts the seasoning on that. And they're wonderful. I was gonna say about the only person is if Ashley left about now, she probably, well, she would be early to supper, but the rest of you might have to have leftovers. Because Sissy said she's like, I'm heading over now. So yeah, like I said, I don't usually cook, but I am doing better. And Ryan's like, you can do it. I don't have a passion for it. And that's where, when we talk about art and having things, a passion for it. When I found jewelry making, it literally is the passion that I wanted. I have done lots of different things. Ashley's got little cars there with the dinner plate. I love it. Sorry, I didn't mean to snort. And I even, after I did a cross stitch for my grandma of all of the grandkids, birth dates and names in it. And when she passed away, I ended up with it. And I'm like, okay. I didn't cook when my kids were little. My kids did not grow up from me having home cooked meals. So, what I did instead is I knew all the different places that we could eat out at that would be a discount for that day. So, like, when you get into, and they're not doing it this year, but they did it in years past. The McDonald's in the area we live by were all owned by the same person. So they would do this deal where they took the temperature of the day before, and that would be the price of a quarter pounder and cheese the next day. So March in South Dakota is up and down. And so some days it would be free because it was a 0 day. So we could go and order, and I did not like mustard. So we would get 2 quarter pounders with cheese, no mustard, and a large fry. And that would feed the 3 of us. And it was like, not even $5. That's the type of thing. They used to have, Subway used to buy 1 foot long, you get 1 free. And so we could do that. And I did all kinds of things like that on the days. Because you have to remember, my kids would go to their dads on like, my daughter would go every other day for a while. And so it was every other day. And she would get home cooked food with her dad and take out with me. And then Val's grandma is one of the best cooks you will ever meet. Also, Val's dad is. I know, Rose. Yep. And sometimes we would do the Ponderosa. We had different buffets here. And so you could do a buffet. And then I liked Olive Garden's all you can eat soup, salad, and breadsticks. And so I would go do that. and Courtney just wanted an appetizer of all things, and we were known throughout the entire restaurant for this. She just wanted the mussels for the appetizer. And they would allow her to eat some of my salad and the breadsticks, and they were fine with it. She was 3 years old, and she would eat a plate of mussels. That one would usually be a little bit more because Olive Garden was a little bit more, it still is today, than Olive. But I can tell you, it wasn't even $15 for us to go out there. Yes. Oh, yeah. We have a lot. Sioux Falls. If anybody's actually been to Sioux Falls, there is so many restaurants there. We have like Ruby Tuesdays. We have Olive Garden. We have 2 Applebee's locations. We have Granite City, which is I don't know if that's regional, but throughout the United States, they have it. There's like a burger place called Sicky's. There's one here, and there's one in North Dakota that has all different types of burgers. Downtown Sioux Falls, it's a local thing. It's Minerva's, and then they have Grill 26, which is, both of those are phenomenal food places. So there's hundreds of places to eat. Ryan's Buffet would be here. We don't have a Ryan's Buffet if that's an actual restaurant. But we have a Johnny Carino's. There is, okay, so Ashley's asking about things. Ashley said she used to cook, but when the kids were little, but not anymore. Olive Garden is Eureka's, and she's asking about Wendy's. We do have, there's a Wendy's on the east side over by the Walmart and the Target, and that one's brand new. So that's the Wendy's we go eat at. We have 2 Buffalo Wild Wings now. We used to have 3, but one closed during the pandemic and never reopened. But we have that Wendy's. They have Freddy's, which you have to be from Kansas to know what Freddy's is. Okay, so I don't know that one. We don't have that one. Hi, Beads. We have 2 Freddy's locations. We have the typical, we have multiple BKs. We have lots of McDonald's. We have 3 Arby's or 4 Arby's. We only have 2 KFCs. We have an A&W root beer that's with the KFC. We have Subways all over, Taco Bell's all over. Regionally, there's a Taco John's. We have those all over. Oh, wow. Yeah. It's right next to Freddy's. So if you know where the Buffalo Wild Wings is at on the east side, it's in that same road. And they were we don't go there very often, but when we do, they're always so nice there. So it's right in it's on the same side as Buffalo Wild Wings on that road. We have a ton of Pizza Huts, Domino's, Papa John's. There's this place called Toppers. We don't go there very often because it's out of our way. I'm trying to think of what else we have. You guys will hear on the commercial the Tinners every once in a while, and that's a local thing. And then there's a Jack's Social that's local too. Oh, go for it, Nordic Luna. Ask the questions. We're just talking food, what we have here. We have a lot of places that are local where people have started them. We have a lot of those downtown and even outside of it. So, yep, Little Caesars. Actually, fun fact about Little Caesars, I can't remember their slogan now. Something fast is in there, like hot and fast or something like that. That slogan was actually created by the franchise owners here in Sioux Falls. Oh, no. Did you know? Freddy's was originated just outside of Wichita, Kansas. Pizza Hut was created by 2 Wichita State University alums, and they have the Pizza Hut museum on campus. Fast and Ready. Yes, I think it's Fast and Ready or Hot and Ready. I can't remember which one of those, but that slogan was created by the franchise owners here in Sioux Falls. The green telement, what was the SKU for it? That's the one that got skipped. Okay, hold on. Let me get that for you. Chuck E. Cheese closed. Our Chuck E. Cheese closed, but nobody went there anymore. Oh no! Poor Beats Beats. I remember those days. So I'll look it up here. I'm going. It's being slow. And after I get off the live, I'm gonna send to both you and to both Nordic Luna and Ashley the list of what we have um for tonight. I don't know if you guys want to go back to doing the numbers because I'll show the numbers again because of the claiming. We're gonna do the word, and then so I don't know if you want to put the SKU in there with the number or a description or what you want to do, but I will get that for you guys. You ready, Nordic Luna? Let me know when you are ready and I'll tell it to you. We did a lot. Rose is like, no SKU. Okay. It is 26087-032. Okay. And that's fine if you guys want to do that. So what we've been talking about it. We've had other people coming in. We're going to do a little bit different now going forward because of I cannot use the hold app. It just doesn't know. Rose says, numbers confuse me. Please, for the love of God, no more numbers. We have Papa Murphy's too. We don't have Round Table. That one we don't have. And we don't have Mod. What we can do is that in any one of your basket or your when we do it this new way, Nordic Luna, any one of those, I will just throw those in the basket and just add a value of 2, okay? So Ashley's over here. She wants me to ask you guys, do you want the SKU or 1, 2, 3, 4? So like item number 1, item number 2, item number 3. Put it in the chat which one you want to help out for those guys. I will put 2 in your basket and then we'll just include that in yours. Yep. Rose says 1, 2, 3 because she's the one that said no SKUs. I'm grabbing my Dr. Pepper, everybody. Nordic Luna. I don't know why I'm saying noodle. What do you? Oh, please, pretty please, is Rose's beg. You'll get them when you get the email too. I will. If you guys. Yeah, Nordic Luna says number and if asked, we can give SKU, and that's fine too. So, and I will continue, I think, to send the list so that you guys know how long things will be, or if there's questions, you can understand. So I will do that, still continue to send that to you. And I actually got done with tonight's live about an hour before we went live here, but I didn't send it. I started going and doing my squirrel moments. Yep. Thank you, Ashley. So I'll tell you what we're going to have for Superfan. Superfan is where those that are super fans that have a logo around, sorry, I got the burps. I got put on some medicine that I have to take and it causes me to get burps. So if you guys, if I eat certain things or like if I drink the Dr. Pepper, sometimes I will burp, and I don't mean to be gross or rude. I'm just warning you. I might be like burp. So funny. Turned 53 and I got put on meds. I'm like, I'm really not old. So like if you look at Rose's her name, where she has that capital C, capital J, and the lowercase s afterwards, that means that she is a super fan. And tonight they will be able to claim the items that we are going to be showing. If you are not a super fan, you need to wait until tomorrow to claim those items. They get first dibs, and I will bring them back into an encore and let you guys have them, that any of them that are still remaining. So just to let you know. And then what we're going to do is, you will notice all items have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are a whole number value. I am after the live has completed, I will take your basket, look at what you have in there to get what the total value of your basket is. I will send you an electronic communication after the live that will tell you. I will read it, but not in entirety because some of the words can't be said here. So let me bring it up and I will read it to you so you can kind of get a gist. And I may skip over a few words, not trying to be rude or anything. It's just they don't allow me to say some of the words. Okay. It's going to say the total of your live claims is, and there will be a value there. To complete, please use the down below, and it'll take you and where you need to enter your total as a quantity. For example, if your total is $30, you would enter in 30 for the quantity and then add it to your buggy. Once it's in your buggy, you can proceed to. And if you are, because you are a super fan, we always have a percentage of creative credits for super fans. So you're going to have in there, as a super fan, you can do this. So after you've added everything to your buggy, there will be a below that will, when you touch, will add it to your buggy. So you don't even have to put the code in. And then you would continue to do the process. So you want to do it before you're completely done if you have a creative credit code, okay? And then it talks about if your total is under 50, you're welcome to keep your basket open to get to the 0 shipping. I just need you to reply back and I will hold. If I don't hear from you, or if your total is over 50, then it should be taken care of within 7 days. And if I don't hear from you for whatever reason, if it's still out there after 7 days and I didn't get anything from you, then those items will be made available again. And if you were like, just a reminder, because this is one of the things I don't think we talked about last week when we were talking about this. Hi, Queenie Love Creations. If you have your buggy, you are more than welcome after you went in and added to your buggy your total value to go out and get other items that are out on the studio to get you there. So if you need a tool, they're out there all the time and you could add that in. So you have that ability. So that's explained in there too. So that is the email or the electronic communication that you'll get after the lives. If it has that creative credit code. If it doesn't, that creative credit code is not a part of the email. Does that make sense, everybody? When I kind of at a high level, not being able to say all the words, make sense? Please let me know, because I'm willing to work on getting this so that it works and is better, to have it better. Thanks, Rose. So every time you will get it, you will get all the information, what you do. After a few times, you'll probably learn it, but you'll probably still get that same electronic communication. Yes, that is correct. So Ashley over here is, if you guys communicate with me, you have a 30-day window to take care of it. And I probably should put that in there. I don't have that in there. I'll add that in before we get to tonight's live. So tonight's going to be our first time of seeing that. You guys, after tonight, the super fans, when you receive it, just let me know when you read it if it made sense or if you want me to make some wording changes, because I want this to be an easier process. And because we're doing a total basket, it does not, I am not turning those items on the studio until these won't be out there until Wednesday, but I don't have to worry about quantities and all that type of stuff, because when I turn it on the studio, I'm going to look in the bag of what's there, not your basket. So that's how we get around that you get what you want, and that we don't have to sit here and like do taking care of your buggies every single live to make sure you got it. And some of the items that we're going to have tonight, we have one return to the studio. It is a gray 6x5 millimeter gray rondelle. But we have this kind of pendant, everybody. I thought it was a really cool one. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. You can like it. You don't have to like it. There it is. That is going to be one of those for tonight. Okay, thank you. Our other, I thought it was really cool. And then our other one that we're going to have tonight, I love the color. You have to understand, this is a me color, but I love this one. We have that butterfly, this time in light green. So I don't think I have brought one of those to a super fan night. So yay. And then I was able to get in these bail pendants, and they have 5 different patterns. So there's one of the 5. Here is 2. Here is 3. And then this one will be 4. And this one is 5. So it was really, really odd. In one of my containers, I was one less of the 5 designs, but one more of one of those. And so every bag but one has 2 of each of those designs. And the one that isn't, it has 3 of one and 1 of the other. But you get 10 of those in the bag. We have a heart acrylic that you can use for the pens. Then we have some cabochons. So this is a setting. Yep, they'll be in the findings. Yes, they will be on Tuesday. So here is one of our cabochon settings. I do not have a cabochon that will go in that, but I was thinking with some of the different resin things that you guys do, those will be cool. These are a stainless steel cabochon sitting in that rectangle. Then and I did not put down, I'm going to probably have to look up what the quantities are of everything, because I did not put that on anything, because I was like not thinking that through. Our cabochons tonight are going to be 12 millimeter size cabochons, and you're going to get 2 pairs in each bag. And some of them maybe you might get 4 in a bag, but that's one of them. There we go. We got it to look there. Here is a different one. Here is another one. I do not have the silicone tops for the pens because a lot of those are characters, and I don't try to do characters very much because it is licensing and copyrights, and I don't want to get in trouble with that and lose the business. So I just have never ever done those. If I could find some that are just like animals, I would in a heartbeat bring them, but I have not found any. We got, that was one of the cabochons. Here's another one in there. So these are really, I thought these were really cool springy colors for the cabochons. They'll have 8 in the bag. So you're going to get 4 pairs for a total of 8 cabochons in the bags. And there's different ones in there. And then we have a stainless steel cabochon setting that these fit in. So that'll be that. This one is what I think I'm most excited about. Ooh, I've been looking. I have someone I'm working with doing some stuff with. But they are not on right now. So let me talk to them tonight and see if we can get some, if I can have them find that. Here we go, everybody. I got to find out there and here. I'm going to show you over here. And I'll show you over here. This is natural coral. And they're branch freeform shape. The shapes are different. You're going to get 2 in the bag. And every bag has different shapes and sizes. These are from the Hagar estate. We have 46 bags of those. I know, I think it's cool. So that, I have 3 different items for the Hagar estate, and that's one of them. Then we have this one. Oh, I might have 4. I might have 4 from there. We have this bead. This is a crackled agate faceted rectangle that is like 20 to 21 by 15 to 17. You'll get 1 in the bag. These are, and they are all different. So like, you can see that no 2 are alike of these agates. Oh no, Nordic Luna, that's painful. So we're going to have that tonight. We have a shell bead from the Hagar estate. We don't have very many. I think I have 6 bags. They're a white shell cube. I was trying to find unique shapes to bring tonight. And then we have a glass bead, and there's only 3 bags of this one. But we have some natural colored rondelles. We have... You guys are going to get to see it all. 4mm medium purple AB bicones. We have 6mm bicones that are a frosted dark salmon. And then we have not had this color before, everybody. But I was able to get more of this shape that you guys have had in the past, where we had it as a strand or a bag. And this one is the color gray. So we've had this shape in lots of different colors, but now we got it in gray. So we're bringing those back. I will tell you, so when I originally got the other colors in, that was like a year and a half ago that I got them in, and it just took a while for me to get them ready. Those just recently came in. In that year and a half time frame, they did go up a little bit. Before, the strands were like 6.75 to 7-ish, and now they're 8. But it's not as bad as what's going on with the natural beads. So I feel bad that things are going up, but they could be a lot worse. And in a year and a half, having that much of a price difference, I was like, okay, it stinks, but okay. But we have those tonight. So that's what we have for tonight's show. We're going to do it claim style, and we're going to have some fun. But like I said, we're not going to get the list with the individual items. I'm just going to send you the email with the um, basket total. If you want to see what's in your basket, like, so let's say you keep track of your basket and you think your basket should be 35 and I give it to you and it's 40. You can always message me or I know. Okay, so Ashley's getting what I'm saying about the cost of things. She said she almost fell out of her chair at one site because of it. So if you want to, you're like, hey, I thought it was this. Can you show me? I can take and do pictures and send it back to you and make sure that those are the right items for you. Okay. So just know that's how we can do our checks and balances rather than did I get checking off each individual item. I hope you're okay with it. It comes down to I want to have time with my family. And by doing the individual lists, especially when like this week where we have Friday and Saturday back-to-back debuts, I would be all day Sunday doing lists. And this Sunday is Easter. And my little buttercup, everybody's buttercup, is very excited to have Easter. And so I want to spend the day with her. Her mom is going to be coming and visiting her. So she's not spending the entire day with me. But you know what? Yep, it is Ashley. So Ashley said she found one strand of 2mm garnet for a value of 30. And I can tell you that's not too far off because I did look at garnet while I have been out perusing in the last like I would say 10 days. Oh, yay! I'm glad you got it. And I will say for the other place, because of the way shipping is done, they don't really always let me be able to, I have to get to a certain amount of items in there before I can start using. I totally got what you were saying. But I can use the boxes when I get to a certain number of items in the auction, but not all the time. So I just want to let you guys know. And it's because of how they control more of the shipping than I do. It's what I don't like about it, but it's another place where we can go and have fun. And I do have 2 scheduled for there, and we might be doing some pop-ups. I did not do anything for Saturday because guess what? It's the Saturday before Easter, and I got to figure out what we're all doing. We don't do Easter egg hunts here anymore. I got her tucked into the Easter bunny drops off more in your basket if we don't do it. Because I don't want to do eggs. I'm trying. For anybody who has littles, I'm whispering. So that's just me. I got her last year, and that was good. I have. And she would be all for that. And we would have to be doing it all weekend long. This kid, she loves Easter. She loves Christmas and Easter. Like, and her birthday. And the rest of the year, she's like, it doesn't matter. The other holiday, no. But those, you're just like, oh my Lord. So yes. And she does, I was going to say, we do the 4th of July. And for her, but she does fireworks all year round, like little ones. So she just knows she gets to do it. She is not a Halloween girl. She is not. And it bothers me. She doesn't like to go trick-or-treating. And I'm like, but that's how you get candy. I can just go to the store and get it. I'm like, you're the social butterfly at school. Like literally, when I went to go to give her the medicine, the school nurse was like, she's at lunch. You can go in there and just go give it to her. Her entire classroom all sits at the same table, unless you are a sack lunch from home, and then you have to sit in a different area because they don't want to cross-contaminate foods to other people. Weird rule, but that's what they do. The whole entire class was like talking with her when I walked in there. She's such a social girl. So yeah, so that would be little Miss Buttercup. So wait, we just can't get her to do Halloween. She loves the costumes, just not going door to door. I'm like, okay. All right, everybody. It's a little bit after 3. I'm going to hop off. We will be back for Superfan. Everybody's going to be able to comment. Everybody's going to be able to like and share. Everybody's going to be able to win, but only those that are super fans can claim. You have a good night. So we'll see you all tonight, 8 p.m. Central. Bye, everybody.